Welcome back to another episode of Vitruvius, where today we are going to be taking on a Bastion, which is what I was trying to do before I was, flung to my death. The Bastion's actually fairly close to my main portal here if I drop down, as I definitely did intentionally. That was definitely intentional. And we fly our way over this way. Here's the Bastion that I want to raid. And I'm realizing I didn't really bring anything to do that. But I will let me go collect some stuff. And then we can get to raiding this thing. Woo! Just like that, I have all the blocks, I got some food, and I brought a shield with me. And we're just going to take a short tumble down here. Boom. Onto this little makeshift platform that I made for myself, which I died on in the intro clip. Yeah, one. There's a second one. There's a third one. Isn't there only like 5 of these? Perfect. Oh, look at that. And we have a piglin brute head. I don't raid these very often, so I don't know, like, if there's things I should be looking out for. I know that there's gold occasionally that's buried into, like, the walls of this bigger structure here. But I don't know how much that is. Like, I don't know specifics, I guess, is the best way to put that. Is this 2 different bastions that just spawned all, like, butt up against each other? Don't know. But there is a chest here. Ooh, an ancient debris, block of iron. We got some of these. Chains, that's pretty good. I got an achievement called War Pigs, a snout banner, crying obsidian. Ay. Okay, that was 4 brutes. And I see one more. I don't know how many brutes there are. I might have made up the whole, there's only so many of them. Oh. I see another chest there. That's good. Do I have my... I don't have my ping mod. Shoot. Oh! Okay. Okay. So, I did a little fly around in my free cam, and there are about 7 or so chests left. There are 3 of them that are above me, 2 of them that are like off in this direction, and then there's 2 that are just right over there. Oh, there's one. Iron, gold, gold carrots, chain. Chain is always helpful for builds. I don't need blown. I don't need bone blocks. Oh, here it is. Soul Speed 2 Netherite upgrade template. Let's go. That's why I'm here. Boom. Don't even have to loot all the chests. There is a chest right there. You can barely make that out. Okay, the brute is dead. There's another brute over there. There's a gold block over there. I didn't see that. There's one down there, and I think there's one, like, right... That could have been bad. I have 3 piglin brute heads, by the way, which is nuts. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. And I forgot to use my shield. Look, there's the portal to the end, by the way. That's the Bastion we're at right now, is the end Bastion. That's what I'll call this one. Cool. I didn't realize there was a hole under it. I should have assumed, but like, didn't. And now there's 3 chests above me, which getting up, I think this is the best way to do that. See, look, this they're like separated, which makes me think that these are technically two different ones. But I don't know. All right, let's come up here and loot the final 3 or so chests. Excuse me, little guy. Let me get past you here. And this is just free for the taking too, which is nice. More obsidian, golden carrots, nice. Another smithing template, which I have 3 because of the other mod that will give me special achievements. Occasionally I get special rewards for that, and I think one of those is one of those special rewards. Alrighty, and there we go. That's the first bastion looted. Oh, there's a brute. Not good. Oh, and I'm dead. Well, that's a decent enough haul, I think. So we're gonna cut the bastion rating short while I sort all this stuff out. And when we get back, we have some path building to do. Ooh. I wonder how much of this song I can get away with. If I don't mess it up. Will this be done smelting? Now that we're done with the nether, we're moving on to the path. As I walk around here, you'll see there's a couple of sections like this one here that needs to be built off towards that way, towards the water. And then if we come up here, there's this path that needs to be finished. This one's easy, that one just needs spruce wood. But then all of the paths that connect down here, all of these need to be done as well. So that's the next step. But I also decided, instead of just doing the paths for this area, I think I'm also going to put in the marble and the trees as well. So you'll see this happen in like layers, essentially. So the first one we're going to do is the path, then we're going to come back, add in all the rock, and then we're going to come back for one final time, and then put in some trees. Some more of my beautiful custom trees, which, not in this set, but in a future set of trees, I did make 4 additional ones, so that way we can actually spice it up. Because these guys are kind of samey. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. Originally, I only did 4, so having 8 is going to make everything look a lot better, I think. And if we come down here, just past the boathouse, this is where all of my materials are for this section of the build. And yes, before you ask, I think I have to use all of these resources for this build. So there was a lot of grinding involved with this, as you can see. So many spruce leaves. I think I needed 9,000 of them or something, which is crazy. So without further ado, let's get to path making. Now that the paths are done, we have the trees and the marble walls of the quarry to do. Now, I did say I was going to build it in this video, but I think I'd rather do a live stream. So, if you want a recap of what building this was like, the live stream is... Oh, hi, that was close. The live stream is up on my YouTube channel, or it should be, at least by now. And you can go check it out. I do live stream occasionally. I try to do once a week, maybe every other week. When I first started, I was doing it a bit more frequently just so I could get the applications and stuff to work. So the next time you see this area, there will be trees and a rock wall. So, ow, I fell. So I'm quickly gonna go start the live stream, and then we can go wrap that up. And then when we get back, we need to go get moss. I think that's what we need to do. We need a machine because right now I have a total of 16 moss blocks to my name, and I need like 300 moss carpets or something like that for the top of the marble and stuff. This will make a lot more sense once you start seeing the finished product, okay? For now, just the process. Okay, we'll get there, That does remind me though, 1 second, let me go check something. I was up here cleaning out my bookshelf and I found the ominous books that, oh, I didn't mean to type in that we were looking at from a few episodes ago now. I think it was the episode that we built the Parthenon that I got this book where, I didn't even delete it, where there is a random string of text. I've since decoded it, as you can see. Whatever this top part says, it actually says, do not go back to the Mesa Ed. I don't know who Ed is. Maybe Ed's my horse. Maybe the horse is trying to help. Are you Ed? I mean, you're technically a new horse. You weren't even the horse that would have done that, I don't think. Also, your textures on your face are buggy. So I don't know. As you can see, we have the walls placed in here. We got the diorite, the calcite, and the quartz all placed in. Next thing I gotta do now is the trees. Unfortunately, my stream didn't work. For whatever reason, YouTube was like, you're too young to stream, and then banned it, which is crazy. I didn't know YouTube would do that. Anyway, I have that all fixed. The stream should be back up now. And I'm just gonna keep pushing on. So yeah, I'm not gonna bore you with another time lapse or montage of me building the trees. So I'll just cut to when all of them are up. And I'll see you then. Bartanio. So I've gone ahead and I have all of the marble walls in. And I've also placed in all of the logs? Stems? I don't know what you'd call this. The branches and the center part of the tree. And I just wanted to take a second just to admire this because it kind of looks like a burnt forest maybe, or like a dead forest. And while the final product I think looks a lot better than this, I'm still amazed at how cool this is. And the fact that they even still kind of resemble trees-ish. I mean, like looking at them up close like this, like you can see the gates and the trapdoors, and it kind of loses its appeal, but from like here, these kind of just look like dead trees, which is very, very interesting, I think. I would think it'd need some, I don't know, maybe pale oak leaves, some grayer stuff to make it look like it's like ashy or something, but no, these look good. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to placing leaves. As you can see, the trees are in, the marble is in. This doesn't make sense. This will make more sense later. But yeah, like this rock is in, and all of this stuff is in. I even started working on a little house at the top there. And there's some things that are missing clearly, like whatever this is going to be. There's a mark in the wall for it. A line up there. So there's some finishing touches that we need to get done. But for the most part, this area is looking really nice. I went ahead and collected all of the rest of the materials that I would need for this build, which are in all of these here. Except for grass. I don't know if I have enough time to do the grass. Sorry, short grass. But that'll be next episode's, or next chapter's problem, is we need a grass farm. We need a dry grass farm, a regular grass farm, we need a lichen farm, we need those kinds of farms, I guess, is really what I'm getting at there. Anyway, back to the build. We have a couple of structures to place around the marble quarry here. And let me go up here and get a good look. There are two major buildings, quote-unquote, of this area. We have this one here, which is like a storage shed that's been connected off to the side of the farmhouse. And then up here is like the marble quarry foreman's house, basically. Besides those two buildings, there's also a crane that sits atop of this little hillside here that actually suspends this piece of concrete, or marble, not concrete. They all look the same. Which, yeah, that explains why this is flying. There's also going to be a bridge that connects the pathway from up here to down here. And then again from up here to down there. Although I can't make that one apparently. And the last thing that we need to take care of down here is putting up some tents, which attaches to these posts. There's a post here, and there's going to be a post here. I just realized I do also have some stuff in here to do as well. I have the supports for all of the marble stuff in here. So we have some support beams that are going to go in, cover up some of this to make it look a little bit better, make the lighting in this tunnel a little bit better, and then finish off in here. There's a part of the catacombs also that needs to be extended up, so a little bit of work to do, Alrighty, now that we have that cool time-lapse done, let's go over the build. Starting with the campsite that's up here. Now, I'm not entirely sure why there's a campsite up here. My best guess would be that probably a fisherman of some kind decided to camp nearby the boathouse, and this seemed like good a place of any, and then it slowly just became like a known spot around town, right? So this is just a popular spot to pitch up some tents, hang out with some friends. Now, some of these aren't accessible, like there's chests and stuff, but these are more for decorations. That's why there's barrels and regular chests as well, so that you can actually like use some of it. And the beds are here, just in case I need to sleep while I'm walking by. The next build, or next part of the build that I want to explore is the mine. We have these nice dark oak beams that are supporting the roof, and I'm missing some calcite, it looks like. Also, we have this one that kind of goes over like this, and eventually what I want to do is dig these areas down into like a real mine shaft, so that below us there will be several layers of elevators, and I can just drop down here and land on the top of an elevator from for the floor below. That's the idea, at least, right? So we'll see how that works out. We also have these posts holding up the cave wall here, and eventually I would like to have a wooden structure holding up this room as well. Probably somewhere in this corner. But I don't actually know for sure quite yet. I do think though that this marble cave connects pretty well with the catacombs here. And why is there stone on the inside? I don't know. It should be diorite probably, would be my guess, or marble, but I thought it was nice to have differences, you know, in stones. So I kept it as stone here. And let me go grab that calcite real quick. This goes here. The next build I want to talk about is this little bonus house for the farmhouse. It's connected to the quarry area here via a cave that goes under it. It's not super detailed, but you know, we'll add some things slowly to this to make it feel more cave-like. But I did include some like glow lichen and stuff here on the collapsed part of the wall, and try to put up some paintings to make it look like somebody could have been using this at some time, right? Although the main part of this build is upstairs, and this is more or less a guest house, kinda, for anybody who decides to join my world, even if it's for temporary use or something. I have a place that they can show up and cook some stuff, craft some things, and then if they need to, they can put storage in a bed downstairs. Really, what this is I needed a way up and down the quarry that doesn't require me to go around the long way. Like, sure, I could go down the mine, right, through the catacombs, pop back up over there by the gazebo, if I can see it. The gazebo. But then I'd have to walk all the way back up here. Or, if I wanted to use my fancy new bridges that I installed here, I have to, if I'm coming from the mine, I'd have to walk all the way up over there, and then back around this way. So, to mitigate the the unnecessary walking, I decided, let's put in a house, let's give it a basement, and then somehow connect the basement to to the quarry. And honestly, I think this works really well. It's kind of hard to notice when you first enter the cave, right? Like, unless you see the jungle wood here, or the oak wood. And since we talked about that building, we might as well jump over to this building here. This is the foreman's house. I think I might have mentioned that earlier. And basically, the foreman's house it's kind of a stretch. This is more like the break house. If anybody around here needed a break or needed to lay down, there's a cot here. We have a prep table here for whatever the daily plan is. We have a relaxing area up here, which I forgot to put in a pressure plate, and that's fine. And it's accompanied by a nice fire. One up here and one down here. I figure that this was probably constructed above the quarry, or probably where the ground level of the quarry used to be, and so they slowly excavated the area around it until the rest of this is now clearly dipped into the floor, right? I do think this is probably the best part of this build, the house on the hill. It kind of steals the spotlight, I think, besides maybe the crane. This crane might steal the spotlight. It's pretty cool, in my opinion. Now, usually when you make a Minecraft build, you kind of base it off of something, or at least that's how I do it. And while originally I did think that I wanted to base this off of a real crane, I inevitably ended up basing it off of my turntable that's sitting next to me right now. And I keep turning my head to look at it, by the way, if that's, yeah. So yeah, this is modeled off of a record player. If you can think of this as the needle, or this is the needle arm and the needle here, and then this kind of rotates left and right? And I think it's good enough to kind of get the idea across. I'm not totally in love with this, but I mean, it's pretty good. I even have, like, big rocks here and a stump that somebody put into the ground to prevent it from moving forward or backwards. And now I can show you what this is. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the build, not because it's particularly useful, but because it's kind of interesting. You see, this is oxidized, which means that the crane no longer functions. You can't pull this up or down because this is, I always forget what the name of this is. It's like the dumb weight or something like that. I don't remember, but this is part of the mechanism that they use to actually make the crane go up and down, right? And since it's oxidized shut, it prevents them from actually using it. So now it's kind of in this weird state of limbo where I can use it as parkour to get up and down, or in this case just down. But it's not really useful for anything else. And that was kind of the idea. So the biggest thing I struggle with when I build is connecting it all together. And so having ways like this where I can quickly jump down these large rocks in a more interesting way than just jumping off the side of the cliff, right? It feels like the world is kind of more lived in, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like, there's more reasons for why something exists. Like, for example, when I built this bridge, for whatever reason, I initially tried to do it at this angle, but I ended up doing a too sharp of an angle up here, and then just straightening it out at the end, and so I had to put in a post here to make it make sense. So little things like that kind of just make the world feel not necessarily alive, but lived in. And I think this is one of the better examples of that. And it's my particular favorite one currently. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the flower shop and this other tent here. Now, these tents were originally made to protect the workers and stuff from heat, and eventually were left behind, and people have come in and taken them over. This one over here is probably the easiest to explain. Eventually, I want to make or start a minigame of some kind where me and a buddy will go mining for X amount of time. The person who gets the most amount of resources wins. Very, very simple, right? And then this would be like a podium to see, you know, who the best three are. Over here is a flower shop. The flower shop is more of like a point of interest, really, than it is anything else. There's nothing super fancy behind it, or it doesn't really do anything, but I do have like a chest here so I can use it and do stuff. So we'll figure out something with the flowers, and I'm sure that the lilacs will be rotated slowly throughout the year. Also, there's a wagon. Originally, I wanted to gather a bunch of tuff to make a bridge that spanned across the water, but I didn't have time this episode to make it, unfortunately. So instead, I just did the path that led up to it. And so hopefully in a future episode, I can get around to actually building this bridge. I have actually most of the materials required for it. I just need tuff, I think, is the last thing. It feels so nice to have this big forest in. And if you take a look from the top, man, this place looks so good now. Having my own custom forest, that's something that, honestly, I didn't think I was ever going to do. It's so time-consuming, or at least that's what it seemed like. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, it definitely takes a lot of time to build. Not only that, but you have to, or I designed it, and then I put in the leaves, and then it's a whole thing, right? But honestly, I was pleasantly surprised about how almost pleasant it was to build a forest. And actually, you know what, that did inspire me to make more trees, which I think I mentioned earlier. So hopefully in the future, our world is going to have some more diverse ecosystems. Sorry, I just need to grab some food real quick. You know, though, something I did realize while I was building this was the only part of forests that I don't think I have down yet is the vegetation underneath the trees. Like, sure, I could put tall grass and short grass down here, but that doesn't mean there isn't, like, rocks or sticks or things like that. So in the future, hopefully, I can figure out how to maybe make some bushes or some little, like, tiny trees. Just things like that to make the forest feel a little bit more natural. But you know what? For our first attempt at a forest, I'm actually really thrilled with it. This is a pretty good forest. And I even got the tree that was supposed to be here in the first episode done, finally. Took me 8 chapters to do it. But that's fine, that's fine. I mean, it was originally supposed to be an oak tree too, which is an interesting choice, I think. Especially considering this is clearly a pine forest now. And I do like this view though. If you come into the field here, and you get a little bit of the old Minecraft texture, and a little bit of the Parthenon in the background, and some tree particles and stuff like that, it's a pretty good scene to look at. This has been the Marble Quarry, or Girdlemyeri's Quarry, to be specific. Now, I'm not quite sure which name that you guys got for this episode, if it's Latomia Girdlemyeri or Girdlemyeri's Quarry, but just know they do mean the same thing. Latomia Girdlemyeri is just a Latin version of the word, or a more traditionally Roman style, if you will. And well, I do have to end the episode, unfortunately. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I do really appreciate it, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing and leaving a like, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. I do put a lot of effort into these videos, and to actually see people watching them might actually help me improve in the future, so any little bit that you can do helps me a ton, and thank you. Thank you so much for watching this far. That being said, I do have an announcement to make. I joined an SMP. That's right. I'm a part of SMP now. We start in a couple weeks. I'm not entirely sure how much details I can give away about it currently. There are quite a few of us in it. And yeah, I think that's all I can really tell you about it right now. I do have some builds already pre-made and planned out for this new server, and I do hope that you'll be willing to come over and check out that series as well. I'm not entirely sure what that means for Vitruvius going forward. I would still like to post videos on this world periodically, but while the SMP is going, I think I should probably focus more of my time on that. So does that mean Vitruvius is done? No, not at all. I intend this to be my forever world, so at any time I get some free time or can sit down and just plan a build for this one, I absolutely will, and I'll absolutely turn it to video and keep everybody up to date going forward. It's still kind of cool to say though that I'm in an SMP. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I only have 134 subscribers as of recording this, I think. Yeah, 134. Anyways, thank you again for watching this far, and I'll catch you in the next video. You have a good rest of your day, evening, or whatever time it is. You have a good one. Bye.